Welcome back, folks. Candid Convos with T and Kia. We're here, folks. Kia's back.
Hi.
Not own any rights to this song.
Nope.
This is cherished, unappreciated.
Woke up this morning and saw your face, and you didn't look the same as yesterday. I got the feeling that you can't seem to see where you wanna be. And lately it ain't been the
Get
same.
you a drink. Get you a drink. Start y'all watch parties. Tag y'all. We was a little late today, but it wasn't late. We was on time. Y'all was a little early.
First of all, make sure you tell them it was not me this time. I want my credit. I swear you ain't shit.
Welcome back, Kia.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's group for a minute.
Lately our house is not a home. You come in, take a shower, and say I'm gone. What am I to do?
The value of a black woman. That's what we're gonna talk about tonight, ladies. Fellas, we're talking about it tonight. Take some notes.
Please and thank you. I got
In
a
advance. In advance. What's up, Isha?
Hi, sis.
Y'all better let me know if my sound ain't right this week. Don't let me get into this damn show and y'all can't hear me. And y'all better send me a smoke signal, send me a text message, a tweet. No, I don't have that. But send me a message to let me know if my sound ain't right.
How you gonna tell them to tweet and you ain't got a tweet?
I was just going with the flow. That's how they make laying all that stuff out.
Everything will be just fine today.
Yes. Welcome back, Kia.
Hey, babe. I missed you.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Feels good to be back. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. You are absolutely right. So how was Vegas?
Girl.
Don't tell us too much.
I mean, I ain't gonna tell all my business.
Oh, okay, because what happened in there is supposed to stay in there. So.
Oh, but no, you know what? I think the only thing that I missed, it wasn't any shows, but the theaters were open, the town center was open, the strip was open, most of the shopping areas, the food and stuff. Man, listen, let me tell y'all, they wear whatever they want in Vegas. They walking up the street with the little thong type things on, and the sheer little bell bottom pants with the hole behind. I felt overdressed. I was like, well, damn, I had on leggings and a tank top. I thought that was revealed.
I thought you was gonna say you had on a gown.
No, but I felt overdressed. That's how skimpy they were. Is that a word, skimpy?
You just made it one. It's fine.
But it was very good. But anyway, the pool and oh my gosh, I love the pool. It was just beautiful and the weather was perfect. It's just what the doctor ordered. It was just
what's up.
And I got my little new fan. Y'all see that? So yeah, it was great. It was great. You guys held it down. I watched you.
Yeah. We had a good time, man. But then my sound was doing some versus Teddy Riley effect. I don't know what was going on.
Child, I don't know what was going on either, but the points were made. I thought it was a very, very interactive conversation. I mean, that my new word now.
Yeah.
It was very, very interactive, and Tish definitely, again,
she held it down. Yeah, she held it down.
Tish, you did your thing, baby.
Yeah, she definitely did. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, I definitely, and thank you, T. Thank you. I appreciate you keeping this train going while I was gone.
That's sis talking about I had issues. You was late. I already said that. Mind your business. Let me get into what we talk about why she want to do all that. Let me remind her what we talking about, the value of the Black woman.
We are talking about that today. Just because it's that the current tone for this week determined the tone for the show.
Correct.
Because clearly, we're going to say her name.
Yeah, hello.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna
And
Taylor.
all of you need to say her name.
Period.
Because it's real.
Period.
And when that verdict was handed out and it was not murder, I was appalled. I was appalled. As a woman, I felt really vulnerable. As a Black woman, I felt very, very vulnerable. I truly don't understand how. I understand how it happened, but then some days I feel like I'm in a twilight zone about how far we haven't come.
Yeah.
Where you can be asleep and then just somebody rams your door in, and then you wake up to defend your home.
Yeah.
And you are killed. You're murdered. Yeah. And it's like, no, it's not.
And you know what's deep though? Since 2015, 48 Black women have been killed by the police. 48. And only 2 officers charged.
2.
Just 2. Yeah. 2. And so today we want to get into it, man. We want to get into the value of a Black woman, man, because I've been heavy.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, I'm an empath. And what that means is that I collect and I hold energy. And like all of this stuff has been on me hard. And I just feel kind of like what you were saying, Kia, like, what is my value right now?
Right.
Because some would say Breonna's was $12 million. Now, granted, all 12 didn't go to her family. It went to different resources and things like that.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Right. But that doesn't take away from the justice that still should have been served.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the thing that is even more hurtful for me is to see our Black men not protect us, not support us. I'm sorry. We're gonna definitely put this motherfucker on YouTube. Excuse my language. We ain't do the disclaimer.
Disclaimers.
Oops.
The disclaimers. Let's back up let's back up before we get into it. Let me back up. Sorry.
Let me back up.
So disclaimers. The topic is the value of a Black woman. And so if this is something that's hard for you to listen to, you can go ahead and sign off. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll catch you next week. We're going to be talking about some real shit.
Yeah.
Words going to be said. People going to have some frustrations. People going to have some anger. People may even have some joy, right? We want to be able to be here and be able to have that space to do that tonight. Yeah. So I'm gonna put a number up, and if you guys want to call, that's right, Jackie. We're gonna talk our shit.
Yeah.
And if you can call in. This is my Google Voice number. We're gonna put you live on. And keep it brief though, because we want other people to be able to get in here and say what they gotta say.
Absolutely.
This is our first time trying this. We're gonna see if it worked. We don't know. But I was just like, people need to be able to say what they got to say without having to type it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think also if you have teenage daughters that you feel are mature enough to handle this conversation, it's not too soon for them to do that. I mean, we want them to kind of know their value and know their worth as well. But what I was saying, T, was I think what I know what really hurt me is the fact that some of our Black men who are in positions of power or who have a very, very strong platform, and I know this is, I know this is going to go somewhere, but that damn Charles Barkley, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I was fucking appalled. I was like, first of all, what the hell is you talking about? Well, her boyfriend shot an officer, so it's different than the Floyd situation. No, the fuck it's not. It's murder. And what are you talking about? What is your big Uncle Tom ass? What are you talking about? And then he goes as far as saying, you guys keep saying defunding the police. We need police reform. White people, they're not going to support that. And so he really got me with this. And so who are Black people supposed to call when they need help with crime in their area? Ghostbusters? Man, if you don't get your facts straight and read and
listen,
I'm gonna take a break. Let me.
The thing is that people talk out their ass about the things that don't even pertain to him, because how can he talk about a value of a black woman when he's not a black woman? And I'm sure all over Twitter, all over Facebook, all over Instagram, hey folks, call in. Do you feel, as a black woman, do you feel undervalued? Do you feel underprotected? Or do you feel protected?
Mm-hmm.
We want to hear from you. Call us.
Yeah, definitely.
Call us. We want to hear from you. But the thing is that I'm sure everybody has seen all these posts of like, you know, the black woman is the most underappreciated, underrespected, it's all, dang, what was it? Protected.
Yeah.
We are undervalued. We're completely undervalued, but we are expected to be the backbone of society.
I think we are undervalued, but I think that we are overextended and overutilized constantly.
Yeah.
We still, I mean, and when I say that, I feel that way in every aspect of life and of different institutions. We still have to go to a job and bring our own chair to the table in order to really to be seen. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But I think until there's more of us in the boardrooms, and I'm not talking about just women. I'm sorry, we're talking about women of color. Okay. I'm not talking about Susie. Sorry if you're watching Susie, but I'm not talking about you, Susie, because you were born into privilege. Okay. So that does something for you. But until we are making what men are making within the same position, we still aren't doing it in many fields, many fields. So I know the field I'm in, and I know damn well there are men that have less experience than me that do substantially less in terms of duties and get paid more than what I will get paid. And so, you know, how do we fill in that gap? Well, I don't know. My thing is I'm gonna keep coming. I'm gonna keep demanding it. And then when we demand it, we're bitches, right? When we come to the table and say, here's what my value is, here's what my worth is, right? Other women dismiss us. That's the thing that kills me. So are we undervalued and underprotected by the system, by men, or by our own? Or
I'm gonna say D, all of the above. But I think that all of that comes from places, though. I think that the undervalue of like the fellow black woman, right? Because we've been structured to kind of have this, what they say, the crab in a barrel.
Yes.
They use that stuff. They use that shit against us all the time. It's black women.
Yeah.
The crab in the barrel. That stuff that I don't never hear that relate to no other culture. Yeah. But black women. Because the stereotype is that we can't work together. That we gotta have bitching and moaning and backstabbing and the crab in the barrel. We're gonna pull each other down so one can get on to the top. That shit is crazy.
It's not, and I don't think that's necessarily true.
It's not. It's a stereotype.
It's a vast generalization of women of color not being able to, because we've seen it. We know that when we need to pull together, we do. We have a unique way of doing things that is separate than what any other culture does. Yeah. So, you know, what I think a lot of times when people say that just comes from a place of you just not knowing.
Yeah.
You just not knowing.
Like, you taking a little small instances. Now, is some chicks hard to goddamn work with? Absolutely. Now, I ain't saying all that. I ain't saying every black woman is like the ideal partner to work with. I ain't saying that.
Nah, you can't say that, child.
But all of us aren't in that crab in the barrel, because I could definitely speak for me and my village. And we all support each other. It's gold friends to the end. And so it's not a crab in a barrel. It's, let me see who we all going. What's your role? I think that Alexia definitely said, so what's your role? So what you going to be doing? Because the village has to come together, right? But with the men, the undervalue is the acceptance piece. If some women accept it, then it becomes like a general rule for them. It goes in their book of like, this is how it's supposed to be. Because somebody accepted it. Somewhere, some girl in their life accepted being called a bitch. Yeah. They come into a relationship with you and call you a bitch, and you giggle. or you post it on your IG, you post it on your Facebook, and that's supposed to be cute. You cannot stand. He cannot then say, "I value a black woman," not calling me a bitch, because if it's me and my dog in the picture, there's only one bitch in that picture.
You know what? But you know what, T? I agree with you. But then the other part is we have to take responsibility for the norms that we create amongst each other, because there are plenty of women that refer to each other as bitches.
That is true too.
Bitch. I mean, I sometimes catch myself with you. I'm sorry. I think I might have did it today. Did I do it?
Probably.
I'm sorry. I know that's not fun, but I mean, but we're work in progress. But
but that's an uplifting. That's kind of like something different, though.
Oh, okay. So is this like the word nigger?
Yeah, I think so.
It's different. It's different.
It's about the same.
But you guys know that it's different. Do they assume that we talk to each other like that? We refer to each other like that? Like, even on a show I was trying to get into, but I really couldn't get into it. I was trying to get into that whole like P-Valley thing because people were saying it was good, but I really couldn't get through the first, like, I couldn't even get through the first show because he was walking in, the trans
My niece
person.
said she referred to her friends like that. She was like, bitch, guess what? Me too. I do that too.
Right.
I do that too, Tori, but listen, y'all going off the goddamn
I was just adding another part to that.
We're supposed to be talking about something serious.
No, but I'm just saying, listen.
What's up, Raina? What's up, Raina? What's up, sis? What's up, Ty? We got Ty. What's up, Nicole?
So,
we got folks in here. Elaine in the building. We got folks.
Hey,
let's go.
Hi, everybody.
Hit that your button. All y'all that I just called, y'all like to talk shit. I'm just trying to figure out why anybody called to talk shit on here. How do y'all feel? Y'all feeling okay as black women?
Are they scared to come on our show? They're like, wait a minute. We're gonna be good. We'll be
I'm just trying to figure out, because I know we ain't the only ones upset about being black women.
So anyway, don't put them out there, T. Let them do it. If they don't, they don't. It's fine. The show continues. But listen,
because I got shit to talk about too.
You got lots to talk. No, just don't kick me out. Don't kick me out.
She first day back, and I'm trying to talk about the value of a black woman. And I done had to kick her ass out. You is disrespectful. Say you sorry. Say you sorry. Say you sorry.
You don't value me.
You hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry. How hurt your feelings?
Just say you sorry. You hurt my feelings.
But how did I hurt your feelings, though?
Just say you hurt my feelings, kid.
What did I say? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait.
You disrespectful. Instead of just saying you sorry.
Wait.
That's the problem.
What am I? Disrespectful.
That's the problem. That's the problem too. That it's hard to say we sorry. As black women, it's hard to say we sorry amongst each other and amongst other people.
Well, it could be that some of us, the problem is we're overly sensitive.
And that could be it too, or off of medication. But either way,
you kick me off. You just wanted a reason to kick me out anyway. But anyway, let's talk more about the roles, because I like how you tied in currently. What we're talking about in terms of a woman feeling unprotected and knowing her worth, her value, and then that linking that with roles and things like that. So I know that is something that's like really, really, really dear to your heart in terms of all these expectations. I know we started this because of that. So it's one of the reasons why. So how can we juggle all of these different roles and still be expected to give so much without really getting anything to support us while we're doing that stuff? Because it's exhausting.
Yeah,
it's exhausting. And
Raina got a kick out of you saying you apologize, but you're not sorry too. Just one thing.
Who said that?
Raina.
I did not, but I don't know what I did. She needs to communicate. What did I do?
We'll catch backstage. I'll tell you backstage.
Wait a minute.
Because we will not show division on public.
I feel threatened.
We will not show division in public.
Catch me backstage.
Per.
Did you say you was gonna catch me backstage?
I said we'll talk backstage. Don't be trying to make it seem like I threatened you. You know this is going on YouTube. Hey, did y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel?
You actually didn't make the announcement, T.
We're trying to get our subscribers because I got so passionate about this conversation.
Yeah.
But go check our YouTube channel out. All the videos and stuff is on there. Even if you've seen them, hit like.
Yes.
Damn it. It ain't gonna hurt you to click a finger. And subscribe to our channel and share it and all that good stuff. We appreciate you and thank you in advance.
Yes. Did you tell them who we on YouTube? We are just the same. Candid Convos with T and Kia. So make sure you subscribe and comment. We like comments. We really, really do. So T, how are we expected to fill our husband's tank? Make sure that everyone has what they need, and still keep ourselves feeling like we are loved, supported, appreciated, all those things. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I'm gonna give you mine.
I think it's so unrealistic. I think it's completely unfair. I think it's completely unrealistic. And I think that it's that superwoman complex that people say we're not supposed to have and we don't need to have, but we're expected to have. And I just don't see how any of that adds up. Because how can your tank be empty? How can your tank be empty, but you're expected to, we got to fill our tank first. I mean, I get it. But how can you fill your tank when you're constantly pulling from your tank to support everybody else in your circle?
Right. So just you fill up and it depletes again, fill up, it depletes again.
Come on, Nicole. I hear you. I hear you, Nicole.
But my thing is, I feel like in order for us to be able to understand what full looks like for us, in order for us to truly be able to get our partners to understand when we're running low, and that's where the communication comes in. And I think that sometimes, and when you're in a marriage or even in a partnership, I think that you think that because you've been with this person all this time, that they automatically know, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you do this. But people change over time. People evolve. And so the dialogue has to continue. It has to be that when you say, hey, you know what? Listen, I'm feeling really exhausted today. I feel emotionally drained. And you say that to your partner, that it's received, and you have further dialogue about what has to happen afterwards, not just dismissed. Because I think a lot of times men, they be like, oh, they just emotional. It might be that time of the month. They always like that. We get written off as women, even when we talk about electing the first woman to be president, even though Hillary was just not it. She wasn't it. She wasn't it. She was nowhere near it. But even with that, I still heard men say, Lord, she gonna be probably emotional. She get menopause. She probably in menopause. She gonna be making blow the whole fucking country up. I mean, that right there in itself was just disrespectful. Right. So that's where I think the communication has to happen. And I've learned just this last year with my husband, Mike, that I've known this man for over 10 years. And as I'm evolving, he feels lost. But he's not saying to me he feels lost. He just keeps getting more and more distant. So we had to learn how to talk to each other because the evolved kid didn't look like the kid that he met.
Right. And I think that's about every evolution.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's like, well, do you supposed to stand still?
To appease them. Correct. So the answer to that shit is no.
Correct. But then what does that look like though, right? Because, and I hear you, Nicole, come on, jump in. And so, because me and Nicole had this conversation too the other day, of like trying to fill your tank first. But then it's like, well, what does that look like? And so it's easy to say, oh, I'm gonna fill my tank, right? But then it's like, what do you do when you are expected to be a wife, to be a mom, an employee, because a lot of folks are working remotely. And then if you're a partner, you have a partnership, and then you're a homeschool monitor. I'm a gym teacher sometimes. Sometimes I'm a gym teacher's assistant aide to the janitor. And sometimes I just monitor the halls outside. And so but some people, and I have one, you have 3 children that are doing their education there.
Yes.
I know my homegirl got 10 children. Now, granted, all 10 is not necessarily in school because 2 are, are older, but that's a lot to
It
pull
is.
from for one tank.
Yeah. It
With
is.
the expectation that you're still supposed to be all that you can be to your partner and to your child. That's the superwoman complex, because when you take your cape off, then you're off key, then you're imbalanced, then you need to go
Yes.
see a therapist, and then you're
Yes.
going crazy, and then all of these other titles that go to it, and not just tired.
Yeah. And I think that we have to create an environment in our home where everyone there understands that it's okay for mom to take her cape off, and that it is okay to fill our tank in a way that we need to do it. Because see, here's the other thing with our partners.
Hold on, before
I'll
you
give-
get into that, hold on.
Mhm.
So, Raina, I hear you. Nicole Holmes, I need you to link with Raina and give her inbox her the stuff you sent me, please.
Mhm.
So Nicole Holmes, link with Raina to send her the stuff that you sent me in my inbox, please. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
That's like an announcement over the loudspeaker.
No, but we always want to, but we want to make sure that our sisters are connected.
That's
right?
right.
Because
That's right.
we're not just here to speak candidly. We're here as a support system for you as well.
And we got some brothers on. We got some brothers on. Shout out to the brothers that's watching. Yes.
Hey guys. Oh, I can't see that.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. But I think that we have to start creating an environment that is supportive of us being able to fill our tanks and explore what that looks like, because some of us don't know. And be able to explore what's going to work to make us feel better, to make us feel whole, to make us feel complete, without this whole like notion that the partner is supposed to dictate what that looks like. Because see, that's the part I don't like. I don't like the fact when we say, you know what, I feel some kind of way. I feel, and they want to try to dictate to you how you're supposed to fill your tank. Baby boy, you can't do that. And if you're in the same sex relationship, baby girl, you can't do that. You can't tell a woman or a man how they replenish their soul, their spirit, their energy. You don't get to do that.
Right.
You don't get to do that. And because you are in a partnership, you have to make sure that this person is of the right sound, mind, spirit, all of that, or else the whole house gonna fall down. Because we already know what's on our shoulders. What's on your shoulders, T?
A lot of shit.
What's on yours?
A lot of shit. And not to mention, I have not had a paying job since July, and trying to help with everything else that is going on. Mental health stuff, grieving stuff, and then a marriage, and trying to just figure out what that looks like within my journey. And what that looks like, not just for me, but for my husband and for my child.
Can I ask you something? It's off script.
You don't say all script, because we ain't got no script. Don't put that out
when
there.
When I say off script, guys, I mean that our questions are outlined, but I'm asking her, can I ask her a question that we did not?
Here we go, kid. There you go with some bullshit. I already done been in trouble before.
No, it's not gonna get you in trouble.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Curious. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Seriously, if the answer is no, I'll back off.
I don't know. I can't say no till I know your question.
So I know you said you've been out of work for a while, and I know that obviously because we're friends. But do you think that the stress that's happening in your house is associated with your unemployment? What and if so, what has that been like?
I'm sure it probably does. I'm sure it definitely plays a role, because it's different to go from a 2-income household to a 1-income household. And then have to try to figure out what that looks like, because the bills still look the same. And so if the bills look the same and the income looks different, somewhere in there, there's a gap. And then also just trying to, and I've said it before, we've been in marriage counseling too, for the last couple months, and and some things work, some things don't, as far as the therapy piece. But I'm sure that the unemployment adds to the frustrations.
That, yeah.
Not just for myself, but for my husband.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then you got that added in with COVID and added in with
Yeah.
my health stuff, but also like me trying to you know, let everybody know what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And what that looks like, but also trying to protect those that's closest to me, as I kind of share my truth, but try to protect them in the same process. The shit
Yeah.
is a tricky dance,
Yeah.
a really tricky dance, and it don't help. It don't
Yeah.
help to the value or the devaluing,
Yeah.
you know, that
Yeah.
we supposed to feel as not just Black women but women.
Yeah. And I think it's
Um,
important that a lot of women hear that because, first of all, T, let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this one here. You are not a good, you are an amazing mother. You are an outstanding wife, and
you
you
trying to make
not
me
work.
cry?
No, I'm telling you the truth. And you going through a transition in your life, which many of our viewers, many of our members are going through similar in terms of
Mm-hmm. Right,
income decreasing, hours
right,
decreasing.
right.
That does not define your worth. Just
That
because
part.
I no, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Because I've seen you hold down a house. You are taking care of everyone in that house and managing multiple businesses that you have either created your own or helped to create. And you have to make sure that you surround yourself with people who know your worth, goal friends, as you might refer to them. And
Yeah,
don't
I
ever,
got that.
don't
Yeah,
ever think that because you're not working right now, that you're not worthy of the respect and the support that you're supposed to get regardless.
yeah, and I hear that, and I receive that. I
So
hear
that's
that.
my
That was
tip to
awkward as
you.
shit. That was
I,
awkward as shit. Let me
I
say
just
that,
want to let you know. I'm
because you know
sorry.
I don't.
It was
That
in
kind
my
of shit.
spirit. It was in my spirit. We're candid.
Yeah, that was candid as shit, kid. Thank you,
I know, but I love you. And it comes from a good place.
thank you, Raina. I love you too, man. Let me tell
Yeah.
y'all about Raina real quick. Let me talk about the connections of real, just some connections of life, just real quick. So
Yeah.
Raina and I, she was one of so she is in California for one. She
Hmm.
is the ED of the I know Raina. She is the DVSP, so which is the domestic violence service provider. So she works for a domestic violence shelter. And so we worked together and on one of my projects when I worked at the DV Coalition for Maryland. And we just connected
Wow.
along with a couple of other strong women. And I appreciate you, Rain. I love you, man. But yeah, so you know, it's about connections. I love yes, I won't forget, Isha. Thank you. Thank you. And so, you know, it's for me, it's about connection. It's about
Yeah.
building bigger villages of connection.
Yeah.
Because Kia, man, listen, we started working together by accident.
I know, right? I don't know.
Last
How we met.
I don't think they know.
You tell them.
Your sound.
Oh, we were doing so good.
I'm gonna kick you out, bring you back.
Michael, are you on anything?
Well, since I have you guys by myself and she's trying to figure out her Bluetooth, I see her fingers moving back there, so she's not ready. So y'all just ain't gonna call in, so she gonna come back and y'all just gonna be quiet. That's how y'all doing today? Y'all just ain't gonna call in today. I miss the connections too, Rain. I love you, man. Aw, I love you too. Hey, Jackie, thank you for sharing the post, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, you too, Jasmine. I appreciate you. You ready, babe? You back?
I don't know. Am I?
There you go. Yeah, you're back. See?
It always has to happen at least once.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, you're not gonna be mad at me later because I added in a bonus question, are you?
No, that was fine. I thought you was going. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I know. No.
And what was I saying?
You were talking about people not calling in.
No,
But we're
before you
supposed
went
to share
off.
the story about how we met.
Oh, so go ahead, you tell it.
No, I'm not telling it. I talked enough.
So what happened was I was looking for a part-time job. She was looking for a part-time job. So I'll tell my side, then you tell your side, then we tell the together side.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a call from the lady who was looking for somebody else. She called my number by accident and asked me if I had applied for this job at this women's transitional housing building. And like the women lived there, kind of like a shelter, but not a shelter. And like we kind of just was residential counselors,
Yes.
maybe.
RCs, yep.
RCs. And so when she called me, she was like, was you supposed to call me back? This is the lady, right, for the job. Was you supposed to call me back for about the job? And I'm like, well, what kind of job is it? So when she told me, and I was like, well, no, I'm not, but I could be the person that she was calling. And so then she was like, well, can you come in for an interview? Absolutely, I can. And so I showed up for my interview. Your side is what?
So I had already interviewed for the job, been offered the job, did all the paperwork because my mission was to save enough money for Jay's braces. And I was on a mission. I was like, woo, when they hit me with the bill. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pick up a night job. So anywho, I then get a phone call from the woman that calls her. And she says, I need you to come back in and fill out some paperwork. And I went, what? Now, I have you guys to know that I am OCD and I am just, at times, I am very, very rigid. So when I do something and someone is unorganized, it bothers me. I need organization. So right there, I'm turned off by this job. So I'm like, I already did the paperwork. Everything already went through. I'm good. And she goes, no, I need you to come back in. So I actually go to one building and then she tells me to come to another, right? So I come to the other building and then T is sitting in this computer room, right?
No, I was in the boardroom. You went to the computer lab.
Right, okay. But then you joined me, I thought, later on.
And so I'm in there filling out my paperwork.
Right.
And so I'm doing my little interview part. So then the lady comes in and she's like, do you mind if we combine this interview? Because the other lady got to go back to work. She on her lunch break.
Yes, because I'm on my lunch break. I'm working. Right.
And I'm sitting here like, this, who the fuck is this bougie bitch? I'm like, what is really going on? Ma'am, I don't care.
Oh, you thought that I was bougie?
Yeah. Because I was like, she done came and did the interview on her lunch break and now she rushing people.
My thing is, I already did the interview. So.
I ain't know none of that. And right. I'm already pissed because let me tell y'all, it's November 11th. For those of you that don't know, that's an important day for me.
Yes.
It is Veterans Day.
It's Veterans Day.
I don't do shit on Veterans Day, but go get my free shit.
Yes.
Right? But now here I am at this interview by accident because the lady ain't really mean to call me, but I was looking for a part-time job because I was tired of working at I ain't even gonna say the name, at the little store I was working at, folding clothes and putting them on hangers and shit in the back. It was too much. Yeah. So we are completely off topic, side note, but we're gonna get back. But so I'm like, okay, we could combine a little jump. So I go in there and Kia's at the table and she's like, talking. So then the lady's like, well, can y'all go get y'all fingerprints and stuff? And I'm like, okay. Right. I'm like, well, Kia, we could take one car since we're all going to the same location. And she was like, no, I'll take my own car because I have stuff to do after this. And I'm like, we got to do all this shit on her lunch break.
Yeah.
And was that all? Did we get everything done? Because we ended up going to get fingerprints.
Yes.
I have my fingerprints came back clean.
I had to end up going twice because they lost mine. It was fine.
They lost her.
But anyway, that was and so since then we've been close.
Yeah, it's the connection of the village. That was the long story short of just sometimes you just come across people's paths and your energy connects and you just continue on with that.
Oh, and they thought we were sisters.
And they couldn't tell us apart.
And my real name is Takia, and her real name is
Mind Your Business.
Right. And so they're T's, and then they really confused. So that's why she ended up taking T, and I ended up taking Kia.
And then she started on the show. Now she Kia G. So
anyway, I think this has been a good show. I think this has been a really, really.
I got a bonus question.
Okay, you want to ask me a bonus question before we leave?
I want to ask them a bonus question.
Okay, ask me.
In a hetero relationship, Is it an unstated responsibility of a woman to try to fix, repair, and sustain a relationship?
Oh, uh,
What's your
well,
thoughts?
well, unstated, yes. I think so. I think
Hmm.
we are. I think we are. I think, and I'm trying not to overgeneralize, but so I'll just say, in my opinion, in my experience, if the woman is not on board with fixing it, it just doesn't get fixed. Like, I feel like a lot of times women do initiate the conversation about what's not working, but not just the conversation, but a meaningful conversation. Because a lot of times guys are wrapped up in the march. I got to be macho. I got to be this. I got to be that. And so they just come across very harsh.
Hmm.
Well, that's why I'm not in one no more. Okay. Ooh, okay.
Yes, you said it takes two. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does. But and don't get me wrong. For all the women who are comfortable in that role, right?
Yeah. Because it goes back to the first show, or not
Yeah,
the first three shows, the first series. If you
yeah.
guys missed them, they're on YouTube. Let me do a plug. YouTube, Candid Convos with T and Kia. The
Yeah,
same way as the name on here, it's the same way on YouTube.
yeah.
Go
Subscribe.
check out that first series if you missed them about the roles. See
Yeah,
our evolution.
yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I do think that's one of the reasons why our tanks continue to deplete, is because we are in that cycle of something's going wrong, and so we have to fix it. Something's going wrong, we have to be the one to fix it, and if we don't, it just won't get done. Now, I will say, in some relationships that may not be the case. It may be that a woman perceives that if she doesn't do it, we talked about that in our series as well, that
Mm-hmm.
a lot of what is expected of us is the pressure that we put on
On
ourselves as
ourselves. That
women.
is true. That is
Um,
true.
that if we don't do it, it doesn't get done right.
That is true.
But even that comes from a place, you know. And through Candid Convo, which wasn't Candid Convo before. What was it before? Know Your Role, Woman. Through
Yeah, it was on Love
Yeah,
Advocates. Yeah.
yeah, through Love Advocates and the article I wrote called Her Solitude, um, Candid Convos, you guys just providing your input into, my life and my situation, T's situations. I know, me personally speaking, I have learned a lot about not being the fix-it person. And it's taken a lot of work for me to back off some things, but it's made me feel so much better. So much lighter. Yeah.
Kimberly, question for you. Kim said, not if you express your needs and expectations early.
Well,
Not
I'll
if,
say this. Go ahead. You want to respond to that?
well, no, I want to ask her, what does she mean by that? Not if what?
Not if you express your needs and expectations
And I'm
early.
sorry, there was a delay on our side. And so I want to make sure we understand what you're saying, Kim.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I was trying to decode that question as well. I mean, if you tell them early on that this is what I'm going to do, this is what you're going to do, we got to talk real talk, okay? Life happens. People forget. People become complacent. People say, fuck it. They don't feel like doing it no more. This is an area that has to consistently be revisited. And so learning how your partner communicate is essential. And maybe we even need to bring on our therapist. We got a therapist. We might need to bring Nicole back on to talk about communication with your partner. And give us some techniques that, now I know we have techniques because we've been in marriage counseling. But I think for our Candid Convo fam, it would be really, really beneficial to have a show to talk about effective communication with your partner. Because that's key. That's it.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Because, folk hold a lot of shit in. And I don't know, they be thinking women holding shit in. And I'm telling you right now, like, men hold a lot of things in. There are things
more than water.
Yo, yeah. Wait a minute. Did you say more?
More. Listen.
Wait, where the hell did you get that from? Did you make that up? You made it up.
It hold more than water.
See, did you make that? Did you just make that up?
Probably, because that means bullshit is added.
Oh God. Girl, that was a good one.
Hold more than bullshit.
Yeah, but I think that and relationships change. Yes, this is what I'm
That's
saying.
true.
Relationships definitely change throughout the year.
The relationships change and people change.
People do.
And so if the people change, the relationship must change with the people.
Well, it was interesting when we had the men on the show.
Yeah.
I think Michael had said something about comparing the old school mentality in terms of, being married and being with somebody versus now. And I think
the slave mentality.
Huh? The what?
Go ahead.
You said the slave mentality.
Yeah, go ahead.
Child. But what that really, and I'm not, and my thing
Old
is,
school,
I'm trying to be like really careful with my words, because I know that there are housewives or homemakers. I know that there are Christian women. I know there are women that believe in being submissive and completely doing that and believe in that tradition. And I don't want to insult what works for them. But what I'm saying,
we ain't talking about what worked for them. They could talk for them in our comments.
Right. But
they can speak for themselves. Come on, y'all speak for yourselves. We are speaking candidly.
Right. So I mean, I think so that's my thing. I mean, so yes, you can state that in the beginning, but you can't be that naive to think that you never have to revisit it again. Because like my point was, when the men came on and they were talking about changing, Michael was talking about changing. I think your question to him was, if those things are changing and you see it, then don't you think y'all need to change?
Listen, hold on. Look at this shit Kim just said. This is Kimberly Peterson. She says it's a lot to unfold. Simply put, I don't emotionally masturbate. I have never seen that shit before, but it makes so much sense. You can't emotionally please yourself, right?
Oh, Kim.
Listen. She said, listen, this part right here. She said, I want to please and be pleased.
I want to please and be pleased. Honey.
Emotional intercourse, maybe? Because she don't emotionally masturbate. So we ain't pleasing. Listen, I'm with you.
That's
a whole word. Listen. Hey, Kev, that's a whole word right there, man.
I appreciate
that.
Take
a note.
I appreciate that.
That's watching. We don't want to emotionally masturbate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we want. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Kim left the last thing. We want to please and be pleased.
This has been a good show. I appreciate it. See, I appreciate the topic. It was very good.
I also want to say
what?
Somebody said we funny. Listen.
Well, thank you.
Right. Thank you. Because this is supposed to be a serious show. I swear it was supposed to.
We got a serious show, but we got to do it the Candy Convo way.
That's true.
Shit.
But
blood pressure ain't be going up and going to take some years off my life. But go ahead, baby.
Let me take me a drink.
We both got dates after this, girl.
It's my husband's birthday. I would definitely want to give a shout out to Jerome for his birthday.
Happy birthday, brother.
Yes. Happy birthday. So we just came from bowling and ran our asses up in here in time to get on the show. Shout out to Ann for watching our egg tonight.
Hi, Ann. Thanks, sis. What am I doing? I don't know.
Are you doing a Macarena?
I think it's the Tito's. It's getting hot in here.
Take a I am getting so. That's not our song. Listen, real talk, Black women. We must find our value. Even if it was lost, even if it was never lost, we must help others find their value, because collectively we must be one, because they are out to kill and destroy us. And sometimes it's starting internally and working our way out. And y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all done seen some of us that's working from the inside out to try to divide.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be more intentional. We have to be more intentional to be more collective and more supportive and more loving of each other, and teaching our younger ones of what it means to love their self.
Yes.
So that they could teach the young dudes and the
Yes.
men that's watching. Listen, we need y'all to protect us in the streets, in our homes, in the outside environment, because us alone is not strong enough. We need our support and our protection. Aries Fire, my buddy Aries Fire, and I think it's Big Table Talk. I think I shared it with you earlier. She had a picture up earlier of like a lady standing up on the metro, and it probably was a metro train, and all these men were sitting down, and the woman was standing. That's unacceptable. And it was all these conversations of maybe she declined the seat, right? Which is possible, because I've seen women decline to be seated, but that's another problem too.
Right.
But I also can just assume that maybe nobody offered a seat, because I've been on a train too, pregnant, standing, and not one man offered to give their seats up.
Or the fact that on the metro, it's a sign that says you have to do it because folk don't do it on their own.
Signs don't mean nothing.
But you shouldn't even need it.
Signs don't mean nothing. Common courtesy is done.
Right.
But that's because we as a Black unit, as women, must be more collective and more protective of our own.
And we have to demand it and not accept anything less.
Period.
And I'm gonna tell you, my thing with the men that are watching, I want to say this to you. Don't just ask your woman how she's doing, or if you're in the same gender, don't ask your wife how she's doing, and then disconnect from the conversation. If you are not sure, if she says, you know what, I've had a hard day, I'm not feeling well, I just feel drained, I just feel like I'm not myself. I need for you to take the conversation a step further and say, you know what, babe, compassion. I'm sorry you're feeling like that. You have a lot on you.
Yeah.
You must be tired.
How can I assist?
What can I do to make it better? Start with that. Because I know there's some men that say, how do we, you women are complicated. So I'm going to give you the beginning. Start with that. And I think we're done for this evening.
Yes. Listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you for all the watch parties. Thanks for all the comments. Y'all ain't calling, but that's okay. That's okay. It's something new. We get it. We just wanted to try it. But listen.
We'll do it every show.
We're gonna say her name one more time. And her name is just the latest name. Just the latest name of a hashtag, because there were many more women before her. Because like I said, since 2015, 48 women that look just like you and I have been killed by the police, and only 2 have been charged. Hankinson, for Breonna Taylor, he was only charged for the 3 bullets that did not enter her body. That wall held more value than her life and her body. And that is not okay. That is not okay. Do not allow them to let her hashtag die, along with all the other women that were killed. Don't let us be the next hashtag. We got to come together and figure some shit out.
And do your part. You maybe can't march, maybe you can't protest, but maybe you will sign a petition.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll do something on your own platform.
Yeah.
Maybe you continue to support in a way that you can do it.
Yeah. And it starts home. It starts at home. And home starts with self.
Absolutely.
Value yourself, because other people not going to value you like you value yourself.
That's right.
And you teaching people how to value you by how you value yourself.
Exactly.
Because I don't want to come behind you and got to teach somebody else.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to come behind me and got to teach somebody else. We all
Yes.
got to do our part, like you said, Kia.
So we'll say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Period. Gentlemen, we got a song for you. And we love you. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Have a good weekend.
On period.
On purpose. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Do something for yourself.
Wash your face.
T.
Wash your hands.
T. I thought we were going to go show without it.
Why? We can't. Wash your face.
Yes, we can.
Wash your hands.
No.
And love up on your woman. Thank you guys for tuning in.
You just made my day.
I did. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Happy Friday. Enjoy your evening. Listen to the songs. We do not own any of these rights. None of them. This is Jaheem. If you guys have not went and liked our Facebook page, our YouTube page, go check it out. Candy Convos with T and Kia. We appreciate you. Thank you for all your watch parties. Thanks for all your shares you're going to do throughout the week. We love you. Have a good Friday. Be safe. I mean that. We mean that.